Well, she is a familiar name in our community. Beth Kassab was a popular columnist for the Orlando Sentinel for 20 years. 4 years ago, her family was turned upside down when her husband was diagnosed with brain cancer. Months later, she too was diagnosed with a brain tumor. I sat down with Beth to see how she managed to take these traumatic events and turn them into an avenue to help others. Beth and Grady met at a Christmas party after graduating from the University of Florida.
I felt like I knew him from the start.
They married and built a life together. Grady had a successful career at Lockheed Martin. Beth was a journalist for the Orlando Sentinel. They had 2 small children, Elise and Evan. In January of 2018, the unexpected happened.
The reason we found out Grady had a brain tumor is he actually collapsed right here in our living room on a Friday night, had a massive seizure, and we had to call an ambulance, take him to the emergency room.
Before that night, there were few signs that something was wrong.
The things I noticed in retrospect were frankly personality changes, things that were a little different about him. I used to joke with him, you know, how he could never find anything. And he seemed kind of young for that.
Grady was diagnosed with brain cancer. He had to undergo 4 surgeries, chemo, and radiation. 6 months later, Beth started having her own health issues.
I started going to an ENT because I was having pain in my ear and I felt like my hearing was diminished. I very much wanted to just chalk it all up to stress, but I knew something wasn't right.
Her instincts were spot on. An MRI showed a lesion behind her ear, and soon she too would have surgery.
Pure shock and paralysis. I mean, it was hard for me to pull myself together on a lot of days. I did it because my kids had to go, it was summer, my kids had to go to camp, and then later school. My husband was in daily radiation at that time, so we had to get him to his appointments.
They stayed strong and they kept working, an attempt to keep life as normal as possible.
It was an absolutely terrifying time. My main fear was just our future, our family's future.
She signed the kids up for a free program through Advent Health that helps kids whose parents are sick or have a terminal illness. After 2 decades as a journalist, she found new purpose. She left the Sentinel and took on a role with Advent Health, telling stories, some similar to her own. And she was assigned a mentor through the American Brain Tumor Association.
Her husband had been through the exact same diagnosis, and she ended up being such an amazing resource to me, and not just a resource, but now like a friend.
And a guiding light through dark times. Grady passed away in May.
I think it was important for him to know he did everything. You know, he did not want to leave us, but in the end, he had to. But it wasn't because he didn't try everything.
He fought like hell.
She's such an amazing lady, so much grace. If you are going through something like this, Beth wants you to know that there are a lot of free resources available through area hospitals and nonprofits, including rides to and from appointments and counseling. So grateful to Beth for sitting down with us. Jamie, we're going to send it over to you.